Let's talk about the book itself, Joe, since we're into our last half of our show here. And again, the title of it is Stolen Votes, and written by you. Ladies and gentlemen, I just finished, they were nice enough to send me a complimentary copy of the book about a week or so ago. And when I first got the book, I emailed Joe and I said, Joe, you know, this is a 400-page book and it's got 72 chapters in it. That sounds like an awful lot of reading for me to try to polish up in about a week before we do this program. And I said, is it a fairly easy book to read? And he said, John, you'll love it. It's easy. It flows very smoothly. It's an exciting, adventurous book. And you know something, ladies and gentlemen? Joe was right. I read that book in about 4 or 5 days. It took me less than a week. The 72 chapters are easy to go through because they're only 2 and 3 and 4 pages per chapter, so they move very quickly. It's a tremendous, adventurous book. 400 pages flew by like overnight, literally. I couldn't put the book down. This is your first book with Dan the Cat Haggerty, but he's so dynamic and it's such a great book. And now we got this Whitney lady involved in the picture here. Unfortunately, his sweetheart Beth, well, I won't go into detail now. You got to read the book, folks, to find out what happens to Beth. But there might be maybe an oncoming series of maybe a couple more books on Dan.
Well, that's why I set it up at the end. You know, I thought, well, you know, maybe he will go on to another event of some kind, some other kind of a mission. And so let's leave it kind of open.
Okay.
And so I've had several ideas in the back of my mind, and there's a lot of ideas back there. But you know, that's the way my mind works. But
you can't let Dan the Cat Haggerty die at this point and fade into oblivion, Joe, because you got me so turned on and you got me so excited about this first book, Stolen Votes. You got to do something with this guy sooner or later, Joe, you know, and I'm going to encourage you to try to think about and get some of those other ideas out of the back of your head and maybe bring them to fruition.